Coming up on the Toy Night Show, we're talking Foo Fighters. Nah, I'm just kidding. But we are talking a real American hero. Well, actually, we're talking the other side. We're talking Cobra, G.I. Joe Classified, two of the latest wave from the Classified line, Frag Viper and Darklon. Dig it! It's a Toy Night Show with Sammy G. It's Sammy G. Thank you. Welcome back to the Toy Night Show. I'm your host, Sammy G. We've got a really special episode for you, Toy Night, as we tackled two of the four from the latest wave of G.I. Joe Classified series, and that is Darklon and one of my favorites of all time, Frag Viper. So I've been a G.I. Joe fan since I was a kid, and if you can tell by my gray hair, that was a long time ago. Not in a galaxy far, far away, but it was definitely a long time ago. Maybe the galaxy in my head. Maybe it was a galaxy far, far away a long time ago, because, man, I got to tell you, the stuff that goes on in my head, I had quite the imagination, but you had to have that when you were a kid, when I grew up, because it was all about the imagination. Go outside and play. Or get off those videos and go outside and play, right? So video games is what my mom would call it, videos. So, but anyways, getting back to G.I. Joe Classified, two from this latest wave are actually some of the ones I'm very, very excited about. And that is Darklon, who is Destro's cousin, I believe. When you look into the G.I. Joe lore, you've got Darklon. Darklon is a great looking figure. He was great in the Real American Hero line as well, because I have the Darklon Evader here. There's the back there. $6.58 at your local, was that KB Toys? No, that was Cranax. So wherever Cranax or Cranax or whatever it is, don't know what that store is. If you know what that store is or what the history of that store is, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear any stories from Cranax. You know, of course, I grew up getting my Joes at Hills.
According to legends, little folks know, Hills is where the toys are. G.I. Joe has adventure in sight. Battle Force 2000 is highly trained to fight. The Tiger Force team is the Camouflage Elite. G.I. Joe from Hasbro for action hard to beat. Lots of toys every day. Another reason why they say Hills is where the toys are.
At low prices every day.
Or what was the place that was before Pomida? If anyone knows, in Northwest Ohio, there was a store that used to be Pomida. It's where the Walmart is now, but I forget what it was. We used to get Joe's there. I forget what the name of that store was. If you know, you know. But anyways, I'm getting off track here. Darklon and his Evader. Darklon was a part of the Destro's Iron Grenadiers. We'll read his file card here. It says, Darklon is a distant cousin of Destro clan and the last of a long line of privateers, mercenaries, and investment bankers. From the cast iron castle in the Alps, he dispatched from private armies to do battle for the highest bidder until Destro called upon him to lead his legions in his bid to take over Cobra. So a little backstory behind Darklon. Of course, I didn't really read any of the comics. I was more of a cartoon guy, an action figure guy, so I don't know all the history of Darklon. I just know he's a pretty sweet looking figure. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive right into Darklon here. And we're going to see if the hype meets the expectations, another phrase here that you're going to hear on the Toy Night Show. So we'll be right back with Darklon. Well, we're back with Darklon, and I took the liberty of taking out all the accessories, already popping them on the figure. A very, very good looking figure. They did a great job. Here is the Real American Hero original OG Darklon, and according to the source material, they did a very, very good job of getting his likeness to be very similar, maybe updating a few things, but it does stay very close to what Darklon originally looked like, so that is good. So he comes with a giant Gatling gun. On the back there, he has a giant sword that comes out of the sheath. There's a sword there. Kind of looks like the Sword of Omens. Thunder, thunder, Thundercat, ho. Let's do it. So sheath pops right off of him. Really great thing you get with G.I. Joe Classified is the butterfly in the shoulders there. He has a removable revolver there. Removable giant Gatling gun if he wanted to. And also what's really cool is you can pop the head off and pop on the other head. And I have to tell you, that's a very menacing looking figure when you pop on the other head. So I guess if you wanted to pick up multiple of these Darklon, you could have Darklon and some, I guess, maybe some extra minions there. You could play the way you want to play, I guess. So if you want to do that, I guess you can. Tell them that Sammy G sent you. We'll be right back with my personal favorite out of this wave, and that's Frag Viper. Welcome back, and we have one of my personal favorites from the OG series, the OG G.I. Joe's Frag Viper. And I remember getting Frag Viper closer to the end of the time that I started, or I guess I stopped playing with G.I. Joe. But I started, and my brother and I guess would start to get the ones that just looked cool. It came with additional accessories. G.I. Joe was starting to get a little bit out there towards the end of the 80s and into the early 90s. But I really loved Frag Viper for all that this character was. I just loved the way that the helmet looked. It was just an overall cool looking figure. Of course, he came with that giant, I don't know, it looked like a big highlight claw thing that he would throw his grenades with. But just a really cool looking figure from the original line. And they did something very, very different with this figure in that G.I. Joe Classified likes to, I guess, pay homage to the OG figures while taking some artistic liberties. And they did that with this one where they basically turned Frag Viper into an android underneath that helmet. So interesting take on the Frag Viper. Let's open him up, see if he lives up to my expectations. So we'll see if the hype hits my expectations. And here's the Frag Viper outside of the package before we throw in any of the accessories on. Let me move Darklon's head out of the way, but just a very, very good looking figure. It does pay, I say it pays pretty good tribute to the original figure. They made his outfit a little bit more orange. Still has the blue on there. I would have liked to just see that tan brown on there just to really make it look like the original character. But let's see what he looks like with the helmet on. So let me pop some of these accessories out here. Yeah, that looks more close to what I think of when I see or hear about Frag Viper. So take a look at him while I pop out the other accessories. There is his giant backpack showing all of the rounds of grenades that he has in there. There's that giant claw highlight looking thing that will throw out the grenades. And for the action shot, it actually has a grenade coming straight out of the thing. Let's pop that on there and see if we can get it to look how it's supposed to. Yep. And that's what it's supposed to look like. So when he's throwing the grenade, it just comes launching out of that highlight thing. I don't know what they call it, but you know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's get the hose out of here. I've got hose. So there is the Frag Viper. I would say he's the best out of line. Of course, we still have to unbox and look at Footloose, and also we have to unbox and look at Mr. Blowtorch. Little iffy on the Blowtorch just because of the colors. Maybe they'll come out with a retro card, which the retro cards generally pay more homage to the original figure, look more like the original figure than some of the classified figures do. So I would love to see another paint job on Blowtorch, but we'll unbox these guys on a different episode. So stay tuned to the channel for that. Let me know down in the comments below, what was your favorite original G.I. Joe figure? Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite out of the classified line? Are you still collecting? There's a lot of questions that you can answer down in the comments. So I want to thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
I pity the fool who doesn't subscribe to The Tonight Show with Sammy G.